Hi, welcome to the McDonald's Sessions, and today I'm speaking with Eric. We're going to talk about his running and what he has planned for the spring, and it's going to be really interesting. Okay, I'm here with Eric, and Eric, we did not ever meet until this Christmas. Really the only way that we know each other is through Strava.
Yep.
So do you want to talk a little bit about how that came about?
Yeah, sure. So basically, I owned the middle school track in Spring Hill. And one day, I see that Clint Bond had stolen the middle school track. And so I was like, all right. I was like, who is this? Who is this dude? And so I started following him, and then it just kind of morphed into where we went running a couple weeks ago.
So I have this run out at my neighborhood, and he asked if he could run. I think I might have invited him already. I don't even know. I might have invited you, but
I don't remember that either. One way or the other, I found out about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to make sure that I do this.
So the weird thing is, too, we both live in Spring Hill, so we both live pretty close to each other. Would have never met each other except for Strava. I mean, Our kids are not near the same age or anything, so it's just... we just happened to run into each other. So
just Strava.
Yeah, so that's definitely a unique way to meet people. We're trying to talk him into running some more races with us, and we'll see how that goes. So let's go back to the beginning. So What did you do in high school? Were you a runner, an athlete? Did you?
I played soccer. I played soccer and tennis, but soccer was like the main thing. Soccer's still kind of my main thing.
Okay. So was your favorite thing about soccer the running?
Really no. I mean, that was like the least favorite part of practice was like the running aspect of it. Like I still play indoor soccer today, and so I was like trying to find a way to stay in shape for that. Mm-hmm. So like really for a long time, soccer was like the main focus, and then running was kind of secondary. Running was to play soccer.
Okay.
And then now it's kind of morphed to where like they're kind of even. I think soccer still takes a little bit of precedent over that.
It gets harder once you get older.
It is. And I mean, the thing I like about running is like, I can just do it.
Yeah.
I don't need 10 other guys to go play soccer with, right? Yeah. I just do it.
So where'd you play soccer at? Did you play just in high school, or did you go on after? Or?
No, I played at Shawnee Mission North, and then I just played indoor soccer.
Okay.
That's it.
What position do you play?
Forward, usually. I mean, I can play anywhere because most of the people my age don't run and they only play soccer, and so I can kind of fill in the gaps wherever we need energy. So
after high school, did you just kept playing soccer the whole time?
Pretty much. There was a long time where we had first had kids, and I felt like I had to be home with the kids all the time, right? And so that kind of phased out. Running kind of phased out, and it was like just kind of focused on being home with the kids and taking care of the kids. And then I think 2020 kind of really put me back in that mindset to do other things.
Right. You're not the first person to say that either. COVID was terrible for a lot of things, but a lot of people got this refocus or this focus on running and athletics and stuff that they didn't have before. So
right. And that, I mean, it boosted me back into it, honestly.
So I guess I don't even know the soccer scene well enough. Where's their indoor soccer that?
So we play in Gardner, the New Century Field.
Okay.
House.
Yeah, I've been there a million times. I guess I didn't know.
Yeah.
I've never really seen anyone but little kids there. So.
Right. Sunday nights, they let the adults come in and play soccer. Like one side is volleyball, the other side is soccer.
Yeah. Is it pretty competitive?
It can be. Yeah, there's some pretty good teams, and it gets pretty heated sometimes.
Yeah. Have you ever got a yellow card?
Occasionally. Yeah.
So what do you have to do in the adult Sunday night league to get a yellow card?
Mostly it's for mouthing off. It's not. I don't really go into challenges too hard or anything. Yeah. It's mostly mouthing off.
Yeah. So has there ever been? My kids play a lot of basketball, so we've been to a lot of basketball tournaments.
Okay.
Have you ever had to have the police called at one of your soccer games?
No, it hasn't gotten that bad.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
And you said your kids are pretty little still?
Yeah. 2 boys, one is 6 and one is 4.
Have they started playing soccer yet?
In the backyard.
Okay.
We play in the backyard, and I keep asking. I said, "Do you want to play soccer like on a team?" Nah. We just like playing in the backyards. That's fine with me.
Both my kids work for the Spring Hall Rec to ref basketball, and then they for baseball. So I don't think they're doing soccer, but I think soccer is the rec offers soccer.
They do.
It's called something else. It might be called.
They have like instructional programs and stuff for it.
And they have like biddy basketball and stuff like that. I think it's already for that age.
Oh yeah.
My son refs. He's just started reffing a lot this year too, and he's been reffing little kids. That's why I was asking about the yellow card, because he's gotten yelled at by parents, even at that small age. I mean, the kids are, this isn't even competitive. I mean, this is like really low level basketball, and they're still
I believe that
yelling at him and stuff. Okay, so once you got back into like the 2020 era, and you started running again, what did you always just run the streets and the track, or
pretty much most of my running is just running to run? And I did this it was called Run the States Challenge, and it was the width of Kansas, 400
I did that.
Did you? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, and so it was averaged out to be like 3.6 miles a day.
And it was over the summer of 2020.
Yep. It was from Memorial Day to Labor Day, I think.
I remember signing up for that, and I thought, I'll never be able to get it, and then I went way past it. So that's when I really started getting serious about like distance running. So,
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of motivated me, because with that thing, if you miss one day, you're put back. I mean, you got to make up that 3.6 somehow, some way.
Yeah.
So, I did a couple 10-mile runs during that, just to.
Because you missed one.
Yeah, just to kind of catch myself back up.
Yeah, it's good to have that like buffer too, because you just never know what your life's gonna, especially with little kids.
Right.
You just never know. So have you ever run have you run any like organized races at all?
Oh yeah. I used to do 5Ks with my family quite a bit, but it wasn't like I'm trying to beat this time or I'm trying to beat this person. It was like, just go out there and run.
Yeah.
To run.
Well, there's been some people on here that are really fast.
Yeah.
And they can actually get close to winning the whole thing.
Yeah.
I understand. I'm not even. I mean, maybe it's I say this because I know I can't win. So I'm just I'm just out there having a good time. So what races have you done? Have you done any that are kind of memorable?
A couple. There was one that I did win. We did the Buck O'Neill 2.2 miler. Because it was number 22, right?
Yeah.
So I got there, and there's 40 other people in this race. And I'm looking around and kind of judging. This was probably 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I was like, I can beat these guys. And my wife and I went to Old Chicago the night before, and I was full of pizza and beer for that morning.
Yeah.
And I was like, that one guy might be able to beat me, but everybody else, I said, I think I can win. Because we usually did the races together, right?
Yeah.
We were planning on walking most of it.
Yeah.
And I said, I gotta leave you. I gotta try to win. And I ran, and probably at 1.8, my 1.8, this guy passed me. And I was like, oh no, not today. And I don't know if it was the fourth beer I had that night, but that powered me through. And I won. I won the race, awesome. And I got this free bat that we have hanging up.
Yeah.
So that was one of the highlights of my sporting life, was winning that race.
Yeah, that's awesome. We have friends in Katie. She was at the run, and she'll scout out who else is in there, because she's in the same age group all the time, and she's trying to figure out, can I get third place or second place?
Right.
And she will stand at the starting line and be like, I need to be her and her and her.
Yep.
So
I
definitely understand. Me and her used to be kind of the same speed, but she's tried to go faster, so she tries to not run with me as much as she used to. We still run together sometimes, but so a lot of the same people here got kind of addicted to the medals. Have you run any races where you found the medals, or
No.
Are you not? The medals not appeal to you?
No, the T-shirts sometimes. Mm-hmm. That does it for me sometimes, but I mean, since I work Saturdays, most races are I got to find a Sunday race, and it's got to kind of fit within the schedule.
There's a lot of Sunday races.
There is. So
we were talking before, and you signed up for the Mile Zero
Yep, the
20
Flint Hills
miler.
one. Yep, 20
So
miles.
what made you do that? I was trying to tell him that it was because we were trying to make him back.
That was part of it. So I went running the Brookwood Farm.
Brookwood Farms, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I did that run with them, and they said by the end of this, you're gonna be signed up for a long race, and I was like, yeah, all right, whatever. And then I started thinking about it, and I was like, what is my goal this year? So my running goal last year was I ran the Kansas City Zoo Run 4 miler.
Yeah.
And my goal was to do it under 30 minutes. And I did that. And that was like September. And so like after that, October, November, December, I was just like, I'm just coasting.
Yeah.
Right? I don't have anything that I'm training for. And so that's what I was kind of thinking was I need to be training for something, which I don't usually do.
Yeah.
And so I was looking through like Midwest Endurance.
Yeah.
Yeah, Midwest Endurance Company. And I was looking through, most of the races are on Saturdays, and I was working. And
Yeah.
there was that one in April, and I was like, that actually kind of fits in my schedule.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, all right. I looked at it, 10 mile, 20 mile,
50K?
or 50K. I was like, 10 miles. Well, I already know I can run 10 miles, and I don't really want to train speed for 10 miles.
Yeah.
So I was like, so it was down to 20 mile or 50K, and I was like, 50K is a long ass way.
Yeah.
So I kind of settled in the middle there and just kind of see how it goes.
Well, you could always do a 50K next time. So that
I could.
is the next spot. I mean, that gives you, if you, like some people, I tell them, if you want to be fast or you want to set a PR, make sure your first race is slow. So then you can, get over that. So that 20 miles is fun. And you've never run in Osawatomie before?
No.
Have you been to Osawatomie before? I mean, there's not really a lot of reasons to go there.
I don't think that I have.
It's really a nice little town. You'll go right through the middle of Main Street. And
Yeah.
they have this really
I've driven past it, but
they have a really cool mural up for John Brown and stuff like that. So it's neat. I mean, I think you'll have really fun, and they do a really good job on the race. The two ladies that do it we're friends with, and they do a really good job. They'll be really supportive. They'll have good aid stations. So
sweet.
If you need a drink or anything like that, they'll have that there for you. So I think you said you weren't going to have anyone there to help you.
No, just me.
That's the good thing is you don't need it at this because they'll
and that's what I saw is that they have aid stations every 2.5 or 5 miles.
Yeah. So they'll have water, food. Have you ever done a run where you've had to eat?
No.
So that may be something that you want to train a little bit on is to just run. Do you have a training plan or how far is your longest run you think going to be?
I don't have a training plan really. Right now, the training plan I'm on stops at 10.
Okay.
So it'd have to be obviously more than that.
Yeah. I would say if you run like a 12 or 15 or something, just try to figure out a way to go be in the middle, like about 6 where you can get to some food and just eat it and make sure that you kind of feel what that feels like. Because it is different. And at 20 miles, you probably do want to eat a little bit because, I mean,
I mean, if the food is free, I'm going to.
Oh, yeah. You already paid for the food.
Yeah, right.
So it'll make you, it's just something that you kind of get used to. And then, I mean, are you trying to make are you trying to run fast or are you just trying to finish?
I'm just trying to do it.
Yeah, that's how I am, and I'm doing the 50K, and I'm just, like the fall one I really took my time. I mean, it was really long. It was hot too.
Yeah.
So hopefully, depending on the weather, it'll depend on how you feel too, but.
Right.
I would just practice eating just a little bit, try some, a lot of us eat these blocks, and they're little caffeine things.
Okay.
So you could try that. There's a lot of stuff that you can try and make sure that you practice your drinking and stuff. Because have you ever had to take salt tablets before?
No.
See, there's another thing you might want to think about.
I mean, all this stuff. I did. The only official half marathon I did was a donut. It was called Donut Stop, do not stop.
Yeah.
So every mile you ate a donut hole.
Oh man.
And that
you had to.
You had to. That was part of it. And so that's been the eating, but I think that's a little different than the way it's supposed to be.
They have a taco mile at Kansas City Run Company has that in the summer.
Yeah.
So you run 400 meters and then eat a taco. I mean, that's different than just kind of eating, but
right.
That's fun. So are are you excited to run that race down there? Or
Yeah,
how you
I
feeling?
am. I feel like I can do it. I feel like if I just kind of slow my pace down a little bit, then I'm sure I can do it. Like, I have to do it. I mean, once you get out,
That's the thing.
if you run out 10 miles, you gotta get back the 10 miles.
Yep.
You know, one way or the other. So
So you'll be running out to Marshall, which you have no idea what that means.
No,
but
I have
everyone that has run it knows what it means. It's just this like road that everyone just laughs because it's called Marshall. And do you ever go down like I-35 towards Emporia? Like if you do it before, if you drive down that way before, you'll see when you go to Ottawa, there's Marshall Road or something.
Okay.
And that's kind of, it's in close to where you'll be, but actually you might not go to Marshall because you're not doing the 50K, so never mind.
Yeah.
But
okay.
If you,
too weak to get to Marshall, I guess.
you could do it some other time, but when you go over the highway on I-35 on Marshall Road, if you look, you can see the trail that's underneath. There's like the Meridocene River, and then the trails there. You can see where it is. I think they're working on some of it out there still, so you can't run from Osawatomie like past Ottawa. But
Okay.
so that's your big race.
That's a big race.
We also talked about you're doing a big walk. So
Yeah.
talk a little bit about that, like how that came about, why you want to do it, how you got your wife to agree to do that.
I don't really know how it came about. See, I've done the Prairie Spirit Trail before. Not all of it, but I've biked it.
Okay.
I never walked it, never ran it. But I was like, I just kind of set these goals at the beginning of the year of like things I want to do, and that was the thing this year. I don't know why. I don't know why I thought of it, but I was like, I don't really want to do it alone because it's a long, lonely walk.
Yeah.
So yeah, my wife and I are starting in Ottawa, walking to Garnett, and then spending the night in Garnett, and then waking up the next day and walking to Iola. So it's about 50 miles.
So when you spend the night at Garnett, like what does that look like?
There's like an economy inn or something.
Okay.
So
I thought maybe you were like all in a.
There is a
with-
campground there too, but
Yeah.
I think we're doing that in March, and so the weather's pretty unpredictable then.
Yeah. So you've been past Garnett where the old train depot is.
I've been to Garnett. When I biked from Ottawa to Garnett, turned around, came back, and that was one of those things like, man, my butt was hurting so bad, but I was already out 25 miles, right?
Yeah.
I got to get back. I got to
That's
get
right.
back to my car, so I toughed through and walked the bike a little bit, and just kind of gritted my teeth and made it back. But I made it back because you gotta.
So how did you get your wife to agree to do that? That's like 2 days of walking.
Yeah, she's been kind of in the fitness kick
Yeah.
last year. Like she's more of like the lifting weights. Like she works out in the basement, does like the HIIT stuff.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Has she ever been near that far before? Like
no,
just walking?
no. But I was like, I don't want to run it with her because
Yeah.
she'll be miserable, and then that'll make me miserable. So
Yep.
I was like walking. If I have to carry both backpacks or whatever, I can do that for a little bit.
So have you thought about like what you're going to put in your backpack?
No.
I'm curious because I've never really walked like that before.
No, I mean, just like when we go on vacations, a lot of the time we're hiking.
Okay.
So we load up with Cliff Bars and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We have like the water backpacks, like the big ones.
Yeah.
So tons of water, tons of Cliff Bars, and just go. But I was kind of thinking like it's gonna take 10, 12 hours to walk 25 miles, you know, if you stop and take a break.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think if there's places like a restaurant. There's like some of the trails will have like there's this one that we run that starts at Arrowhead and goes down, and there's a bar and grill there that's like right off the trail. But I don't think there's anything. There might be something in Garnett.
I'm thinking there's going to be something there. We haven't looked into it a whole lot.
And there is in Iola for sure. I think.
Yeah, there's a pizza place there.
I think there's McDonald's too right there.
Is there?
Like, right at the end of the trail where you like would turn around.
Yeah.
If you were running the 100, so yeah. So that'll be really fun. I'm curious how that goes. Like
that's a lot of togetherness.
Yeah, that's
like there's nowhere to go because there's trees on both sides and
a lot of talking or a lot of silence.
Yeah, yeah. It'll be interesting, but you know it's kind of hard to get away with the kids. So I was like, that's close.
Yeah.
It's something fun to do. It's cheap. You
Yeah.
know, we're not spending a whole bunch of money to
You're
do
doing
it.
it in the right time too before you. I mean, not that you really have to worry about bugs and stuff a ton, but in March they still won't really be out, and you won't have to worry about
to me, it's more the heat.
Yeah.
I want to avoid that.
Well, we did. I've done that. I've done the 50K 3 times, I think, down there. And one of the times I did it, or maybe, I'm not sure, maybe it was the 50 mile I was there, but one of my friends was there, and there was this like rabid raccoon on there, and he's like on his hind legs and he's just hissing at us.
Yeah.
And just eyeing us the whole way. So
All right.
I'm sure you'll see.
Could have done without that knowledge.
Well, I mean, there's going to be something out there.
Yeah.
I mean, you just don't know what it's going to be, but it'll be fun. I mean, are you gonna, when you go hiking, do you have a light source?
Not usually. I have headlamps and stuff. So
Yeah. Okay.
We have this stuff, but usually we hike in the day because it's usually with the kids.
Yeah, I guess if you are you going to start like 6 in the morning? Is that your?
I think the plan is to get up as early as we can.
Okay.
I mean, we're talking like maybe 5.
Okay.
A 5 to 5, and then eat dinner, and then pass out in bed, and then wake up the next day and do it 5 to 5 again.
Yeah, that'd be fun. So I see a lot of times you run really, really super early. So how do you get yourself out of bed? Do you have like, I mean, I know that motivation isn't even really a thing. It's more you just have to do it.
Yeah.
So what do you tell yourself? Or do you picture yourself on the soccer field, like dying if you don't?
No, I'm a morning person, so
Okay.
I just get up.
Yeah.
My wife gets up. Her alarm goes off at 4:30.
Okay.
And it rings and rings and rings and rings, and I lay there most of the time, and I'm like, just get up, just get up, just get up.
Yeah.
And because for me, when my alarm goes off, I set mine for 5. When that thing starts beeping, boom, I'm up, ready to go.
So what if it was like today, where it's pretty cold, pretty windy? How?
I don't know. I regretted it once I got out there. I was telling Clint that I was doing the middle school track, and half the track was great because the wind is at your back, helping you along, and then you make that turn and it's in your face, and I'm like, why am I out here? Why am I out here?
It's hard to regulate your temperature out there too, because
it is. Because it's wide open. You
get hot when the wind's at your back, and then the wind's in your face, and you're just like, oh, I should have put more clothes on.
Yeah.
It's really weird. Okay, so are there any other running goals that you have? Like, have you thought about what you want to do after the 20 miler?
No, I haven't. So I told my family. They were trying to figure out a Christmas gift for me, right?
Yeah.
And I said, sign me up for a race anywhere between like 5K and half marathon.
Yeah.
And I said, it's got to be on Sunday, so it doesn't. But I was going to let them pick,
Yeah.
basically. Am I trying to run a 5K fast, or am I trying to run a half marathon? And nobody got me that. So I was like, okay, well, I gotta pick something on my own, and so I'm just going for distance, I guess. Just run until I can't run anymore.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of 10Ks on Sundays in the fall. Like there's the Heartland 30K that's like 3 10Ks Sundays in a row.
Okay.
So have you done like the Plaza 10K before?
I don't think
Have you done ever like a really big, like a ton of people race?
Oh yeah. Yeah, we used to do the 5K, the sprint 5K.
Oh yeah, the
on
turkey.
Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Those are fun too. I mean, they're so different, but it is like when there's a lot of people there, it's
you
different.
can't get around them.
Yeah, and it's just there's more. I mean, with the Smile Zero, it's not going to be a ton of people. It'll be people, but I mean, if you did like the KC Marathon 10K or half marathon or any of those things, it'll be so gigantic that it's an energy rush because there's just so many people around. You got to be careful too, because then you can start off way too fast. So it's fun. Okay. Well, is there anything else that you'd like to go over? Or?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, I've got through my whole drink already because I've done a lot of talking today, not just here but at work. So, but I mean, it was really great to meet you. I'm glad you came to our run in the neighborhood.
Yeah. I'm ready for the next one.
Well, it's going to be a little bit, but hopefully you can come to some more races. I mean, like the same people do like a lot of these runs from the Kansas State Running Company, and then the Midwest Endurance. Like they have a run that you might like this too. It's around Lake Biola. And it's pretty much just not timed. I mean, it's just you sign up for like 3 hours and then just run around it a couple times, and it's just just for fun. I mean, you can do it anytime, but it's more fun if there's like people there because they have your food and everything. But they have one in March sometime in July. I think it's at night,
Okay.
and then in the fall, and I think it is on Saturday too. So that's kind of bad, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of. I mean, there are a lot of races. So hopefully you can find some more. Maybe we can get you sometime like out on a trail. Have you ever run
Yeah.
like at Big Bull Creek or anything?
Yeah, I have. I
Oh,
have
nice.
actually. Yeah.
That's
Usually
fun.
I'm just hiking out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have run out there a couple times.
Yeah, there's some really good trails around. I mean, that's a really fun one to run.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I see the mountain bikers out there, and I'm like, oh.
I don't like them. I try to get out there before if you go early, usually
Yeah.
there's no mountain bikers until later. They're a little bit like, they like to sleep in, it
Yeah.
seems like. But it is cool to see the mountain bike obstacles and stuff.
Yeah,
Like, I'm curious how, I mean, I don't think I'd have the guts to go over one of those.
No, there's a couple logs and stuff that you
Yeah.
gotta kind of.
Like, how do you trust knowing where you're going to land, or you can't see?
That's not for me.
Yeah, me neither. Until I can't run, I don't want to be on a bike ever because it just seems so much worse. I mean, I run a Heritage Park a lot, and I see deer that are like pretty much from me to you, and I'm scared if I was on a bike that it'd be like driving a car, or you could hit a deer too. So, okay, well, thank you for joining, and I hope that you enjoyed it. And I told you you'd have plenty to talk about. So,
yeah, we did it.
Yeah, so good job, and thank you all for watching, and I will talk to you next time.